Buy any case of Gilcliff, the clean energy drink, and get dinner for two on the moon. Go to Gilcliff.com.
Offer valid, totally valid. Transportation to moon not included. Dinner not to exceed $50 or moon dollars, whichever is less at the time of redemption. We have no idea what the currency exchange rate is on the moon. We totally made that part up. They sound cool, but there's no such thing as moon dollars. But it would be neat if there were. Gilcliff, big on huge in space, created by a Navy SEAL for people who aren't Navy SEALs. The official energy drink of Space Force and other people who aren't Navy SEALs. The biggest no-brainer in the history of drinks.
It's time for American Brain and Brawn, starring John Brinkus and Lacy Evans.
Yo, how is everybody?
Not better than me, John.
You know what? That's a better response than I had. I was going to say I'm doing amazing, but your response of not better than me is better.
Yeah, typical.
Typical. Very typical. We want to welcome everybody to American Brain and Brawn. We want to thank Killcliff. I'm opening that up. Killcliff CBD. Go to killcliff.com.
Once again, you're late, honey.
Yeah, I know. I'm always late.
My favorite recovery.
Yeah. This is my favorite, Strawberry Days CBD. There you go. Love it. I like how my pinky goes up like that.
Yeah.
So it's all good. So Lacy, tell me, what do you want the topic of today's show to be? Because, you know, last week we had a good quote show going, and there are a lot of people who wrote the quotes that I set up on their wall. They were sending me messages all week and saying, without you, my wall would be bare, all kinds of stuff.
Whatever works, John. You know, I don't blame them. You may be terrible at competitions and whatnot, but hey, I'm not going to lie. Your quotes are pretty good. Hopefully a lot of fans come in with some quotes that other people could use. Because no offense, but none of your quotes have made my wall, and I love quotes, honey.
Yes. I've got a good quote today.
Really?
I've got a good quote today, and I know that we wanted to talk about perseverance, right?
Right?
I think it's a good topic. Do we have, if the topic is perseverance, everybody out there, Herbert, can you put up the little web address that if you want to join the show, you go to ababshow.com. ababshow.com. That stands for American Brain and Brawn. ababshow.com. To join the show.
My fans know that, John. Your fans may not know that, but mine are ready to rock and roll.
Right. All right. All right. So listen, if the topic today is perseverance, I want to hear your view on perseverance, because I have a few years on you. And I have a unique perspective. I know I look much younger than you, but I'm just being humble and, you know. So go on. Give me your view on perseverance.
Night, honey. All right, perseverance. First, I'm going to read the actual definition for all of your fans out there, because they may actually need a little bit of guidance through this discussion. Because to me, perseverance has really had an impact in my life. It is persistence in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. So pretty much perseverance is continuing to push forward and chase those dreams regardless of the things that try to stop you, things that make it harder, things that make you second guess what it is that you're after. Because sometimes, John, life is hard all the time, actually, to be honest with you. Little things come from bills and goals in life and cooking and cleaning and family care and relationships, and the list goes on and on. But it's the perseverance that you have inside that you dig deep to continue to go after and be successful, not only just financially. Happiness, and we talked about that before too. Happiness, that alone is success to me. So that's perseverance. For all of you out there, what is it that makes you, not only what is it that makes you persevere, but what does perseverance mean to you? What helps you persevere?
Well, you know, the things that help me persevere is the fact that when people feel like, you know, this is the end, it's not the end, because the story's not written. And so that makes me just continue to go. When we say, well, that's it, really isn't it? It's just a marker. It's just a little bit, it's a page, it's a chapter, but The book is your entire life. So in terms of persevering through things, one thing that I did, now I learned, and I have a little bit of a perspective on this, is, a friend of mine came to me and said, hey, I ran a marathon. And like any good friend says to another friend, I said, didn't Oprah run a marathon? I mean, is it really that big of a deal? So I then was like, all right, it's great. I'm going to do an Ironman because I'm going to outdo you. So I said, I'm going to do an Ironman. What's an Ironman? It turns out that it's a 2.4 mile open water swim, 112 mile bike, 26.2 mile run. And this is back in the 90s. And so Ironman wasn't really a big thing.
I was born in the 90s, John. Just throwing that out there. Continue.
That's right. I was born. Yeah. The year I'm 49. So you can try to do the math. So I was born in 1971. So anyway, I said, I'm going to do an Ironman. And then I did not know how to swim, genuinely. I did not own a bike, and I'd never run more than a 5K, which is 3.1 miles. Yeah. So, I was ill prepared, to say the least, but I went over to at that time New Zealand to do an Ironman just to show up my friend. And I did it. Really? And I did it, and I did it relatively well. I was all right. And I felt like, wow, I can do anything. So you have this sense of like perseverance. Then I did another one and another one and another one. And I did 5. And then I did the Leadville 100.
Look at you just bragging, John. Hey, where are the abs to prove it, honey?
Hold on.
Where are the abs to prove it?
Can I get to my point, please? So the point is I did it. And this is the lesson that I learned along the way. Is, yeah, you know what? You can do anything that you put your mind to that you're capable of doing. And I was capable of doing that. So I did it. But you know what I didn't do? I didn't do it well. I just kind of did it. It wasn't like I was winning. It wasn't like I was dominating. I did it, and I should have been happy with that. I should have just been like, all right, who am I kidding? I've done 5 of these things. I proved my point. And my point on this is, I think there's an expression with perseverance. Don't quit unless you should. Because I should have quit the doing Ironman triathlons a long time ago. But no, I had to keep going and keep going. And then my body broke down and everything started falling apart because I was running and biking and swimming so much. My whole body fell apart. Now I look like this. And I used to look, I know it's hard to believe, but I was actually better looking. It's hard to believe, but it was true. Happened. So, and it happened because I overdid it. And the point is in terms of summiting the mountain, summit the mountain, but don't go back down and back up and back down and back up the same damn mountain. Like, pick a different mountain, do something different. There you go.
It just I got 2 quotes here coming in hot that I use all the time. And it just reminded me, you've heard that saying, never bite off more than you could chew. Right? I've heard it. But then there's also another saying that is, and I don't know the words exactly, but I would rather choke on success come on, you know what have you ever heard it?
Which one?
It's pretty much like, I would rather choke going above and beyond than just being content with just chewing a little bit. You know what I mean? So always bite off more than you could chew. Always freaking get your butt out there and get uncomfortable and climb the top of that mountain and then go after more mountains, honey. That's what you did, John, except now you're sitting by a lake that you probably can't make it across.
No, I can't. I'm doing good. It's all good. It's all good. I can swim well now.
No, I would hope good. After all that hard work.
Exactly. It's not all that hard work. Lacy, here's what I want to know. And everybody wants to know about your WWE triumph. I mean, look, you were in the military. You never thought to yourself, I'm going to become a world famous wrestler. Tell me about that journey and how your perseverance paid off.
It's all about, just never giving up. You have to have that perseverance, especially when going into terrain that you're not familiar with. You know, it's easy for me to sit there and go after like higher ranks in the military because, you know, I know what I need to do in order to get there. I've been in the game. But now when you're talking about a WWE superstar, that's coming from left field and a game I've never played in. So my mindset going into this opportunity, this contract, this new life was, you know what, no matter what they throw at me, I have to take it. I have to catch it and do the best that I can with that situation and learn, always learn. Like I said, always bite off more than you can chew. And I was taking every bite to this day in WWE because that's my goal is to, you know, to be successful, to be a champion. I was taking every bite. Lord, who's this? Who do we got here?
What do we got? What do we got? Monica from Dallas, I think.
Hi, Monica.
What's up, Monica? What's up?
I'm sorry,
Talk
I was
to me.
still muted. Sorry,
No,
I
you're
was
good.
muted.
You're good.
Hey. Hi. So like probably like maybe 2-3 weeks before quarantine, we actually got kids. We've been fostering. We got 2 kids. And it's been like crazy. I got a 2-day-old and a 18-month. So it was a lot, a toddler and a 2-day-old infant. She's almost 8 months now. She'll be 8 months on the 10th. And we have actually adopted him. So that's pretty cool. Kind of waiting on her. So it's a really kind of, it's been a struggle just because we've never had kids before. So that was way, way different. We got 2 at once. I thought maybe I would have like 1 kid at a time, but I ended up getting 2 at one time in 2 completely different stages. So that was a lot. We've learned a lot, like positive wise, like we've learned, you know, just, man, it's a lot of love.
Well, first, Monica, I want to say thank you because not many people would change their entire lives to be a parent for these babies that need love. And you're not only doing that, but for you to have to face a pandemic, you know, you've got millions of Americans that are going through hell right now, but you are not giving up and you are trying to be there, not only for yourself and your husband and your spouse and your life, but for them babies when you don't have to. And I just want to say thank you because people like you motivate the hell out of me, Monica. But I want to ask you, what is it that perseverance wise to get you through all of this? Not only being a new parent, not only the pandemic, but like, what would you tell people out there since you're live and everybody's listening to help them push through in a moment of uncertainty and learning and growth and pretty much what everybody's going through right now?
Honestly, it's just listening to their history. I like when we got the kids, we didn't really know a lot, but when we got into the adoption process, they brought us like all these things about their history, their background, their parents, and it was a lot. So the one thing I would say is just always remember that it could be worse for you. Like I thought, you know, man, we had kind of crazy upbringings too, which is why we wanted to do it. We wanted to kind of do something for kids that needed it, and then just hearing their story is sad. So
that's incredible. So you would say perspective, right? Having a good perspective helps with perseverance.
Definitely.
Well, thank you, Monica, for like I said, just being the woman that you are and the mother that them babies need. You're incredible, man. And thank you for coming out to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah. Those are the kind of heroes who are out there.
And we're over here talking about swimming a marathon, like freaking geez, like what a motivator.
I know.
Wow.
I know. And this is, you know what, when everybody feels like the world is falling apart, here's the truth. And I mean this. Human beings are good. We rock.
Yeah.
And when you talk to people one-on-one and you just get to know their story and you get to hear from them, the situation that they're in, like it's hard to not like everybody and not love everybody. It's really hard because you can empathize, you can understand someone's point of view, but when you like get into groups, all of a sudden we like our knives come out and we want to like throw darts and, you know, create all kinds of problems. But when you have people like our audience for American Brain and Brawn, it's awesome to hear from folks. So please, to join the show, go to ababshow.com.
Yeah, what a motivator. Like, can you imagine? So here we are with our families that we know our children, we know our lifestyles, we know our everyday routines. And then a pandemic happens and we're having to juggle that. But then you've got this woman who goes full force into adopting and fostering. And then she's got these new babies and she's trying to figure it out as a new parent for starters. And then the pandemic happens and she gets on our show confident as hell, saying that she is continuing to do the best she can every day for these babies. Like, man, that just goes to show you never know what people are going through. And like, humans are awesome. Like, we're capable of anything, man. That's awesome. She's such a motivator.
Absolutely. Absolutely. One thing about the most noble things that you can do, adoption is really noble.
Yeah.
It's my sister and brother-in-law adopted 2 kids, and they're my niece and nephew, and they're incredible. And it's just so amazing how the people have a big heart. We want others to win. We really do. When you're walking with a stranger and they drop something, you do stop to pick it up. Yeah. You just naturally do, and if you don't, then you're not watching this show.
Right.
So,
no, for sure.
I feel about
like, we should do more of that. It's funny that you mentioned this because you and I, John, we met during an Salute Across America. It was a military event for veterans and an outreach for a lot of different things, all wrapped in one. And from that moment of meeting each other, we knew, like, we have what it takes to put on a show that will not only uplift, but motivate, talk about veterans, talk about life in hard times, and just ways that we could freaking pull through together. But have you guys ever heard of the 22 a day push-up challenge? You've heard of it, right?
Yes,
John?
I've heard of it.
So me and my husband and a couple of veterans and a couple of civilians, just like a lot of people. I mean, it trends every year. I mean, that it happens. A lot of people get together. They do these push-ups. They post the videos. They post the links and everything that these veterans, because 22 veterans a day, roughly 22, commit suicide. That's a problem. Mentally, yes. We need help. Not just veterans, but like human beings. So one goal for this 22 a day challenge was to raise awareness. Just for starters, there's other things that happen in money that can be raised through it. But one of the biggest impacts is for it to trend, for the hashtag to trend, for these veterans that lose their lives every single day, for them to be known, for it to tell the world that it's a problem, make them aware of this. Social media is huge. We are sitting on our butts scrolling for hours a day. Millions and millions of Americans are. So when you're scrolling and you see this challenge, if at very least it wakes you up to realize that there is a problem, it hopefully motivates you to help, to ask the questions, to share the video, to post the link, to put the 1-800 suicide awareness number out there. So that way everybody across the board that are scrolling and may be going through a problem can see that one, not only do people care, but there are things you can do. There are numbers you can call and links and free services and whatnot. So I actually had a man that I served with in the military, and he said, this doesn't do anything. This doesn't save lives. And I'm thinking, I mean, Lord, like the 22 push-ups, the physical act of the push-ups may not save the lives, but for crying out loud, people are trying. They're doing what they can for their fellow human being of just raising this awareness. Completely ignored the whole thought process behind this trend and this movement to raise awareness. So be careful with who you knock and what you say in regards to things that people try to do to help each other, because even sometimes the smallest thing you do can make a huge impact.
Yes.
We got another guest?
That's another guest. Bring on that guest, Herbert. Who we got? Who's here? Is this Emma?
Emma.
Drum roll. There's Emma. Love it. Hey, Emma.
Yo, Emma.
Hi. It kept muting me.
You're on with me. You're on with Lacy. Talk to us.
You're going live, honey.
So I'm Emma, obviously, and I'm a big fan of Lacy. I'm Heel Emma, if she knows.
Oh, no. I know. You're going to interview me.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
That's right. I was told that we're talking about like inspirational and motivational like quotes and like how to help any problems you have. So there's a quote that I told you about before, and it's "This too shall pass."
Yes.
So anything that you're like going through, it'll pass eventually. Like I've gone through a lot with like my mom and my family, and I know that it's gonna pass eventually.
Right. It's that perseverance. You know, either we could sit and waller in it and give up, or we could just take a deep breath and keep on pushing, because this, not only this day is going to pass, but this problem is going to pass. But it's not going to pass if we just give up, if we completely just count ourselves out. We have to continue to keep pushing, because you're right. This too shall pass. That is another very good one.
That is a really good one. You want to know what I heard off of that saying, "This too shall pass"? So I've definitely gone through periods of my time where I'm struggling and it's difficult, and you feel like, oh my God, I'm never going to get through this. A wise man told me things will get better whether you like it or not.
Yep.
What I love about that is how we self-sabotage our own perception, because when things are really hard, we obsess over those little details that ordinarily wouldn't bother us, and we make it into a mountain. When things are actually getting better, we just can't recognize it all the time. So I love the expression, things will get better whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, Emma, before you go, everybody out there listening, I am a huge motivator on careers and goals. As you guys know, if you don't know, you're not tuning in enough. And so is John. Like, we're very career motivated and goal oriented people. Emma, your floor is yours. Tell the people what you want to do when you grow up.
Yeah.
So I'm training at Team 3D Academy in Florida next year. And I'm also going to Full Sail for sports casting, so I can hopefully go to interview Lacy.
Isn't Full Sail down in Destin?
No, it's Orlando.
Orlando. All
Yeah.
right.
And it's funny because she actually reached out to me, and of course I'm going to have her interview me, but I want it to be professional. I want her to show up in her interview attire. I want it to be legitimate. I don't want it to be virtual. I don't want it to be this, because like she said, this too shall pass. And the pandemic came right after, not right after, but close after I found out about Emma and her goals and her dreams. So with that being said, make sure you guys follow her career, because I will be one of her first famous interviews that she does. I'm going to ensure of it. And this pandemic shall pass. And before we know it, we'll be dressed for success, and you will be interviewing me, honey. Thanks for coming out to American Brain and Brawn.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I'll tell you what, there's another go-getter, somebody who is moving forward every day, forward.
Yeah.
And that brings me to my next quote. And I thought of this all on my own.
Oh yeah. Let me hear it, John.
Forward. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Forward.
I like it. I'm not going to lie. I like it. You know what? I could see that on paper, just by itself, black and white, powerful, freaking period at the end, straight to the point, no matter what, no matter how hard your days are, freaking go forward.
Forward.
I like it.
Thank you. Thank you, Lacy. You know what? That is the first time you have ever said something nice about me.
Well,
forward. I'm going to take that as progress.
Yeah. And Herbert, make sure you delete this, because we cannot have it on record that not only do I agree, but defend John. So delete this footage afterwards. But with that being said, we actually had a guest, John, early on in our show, and it was Diamond Dallas Page, who said, pretty much, rather you tell yourself you can or you can't, you're right.
That's right. That's right. That's absolutely
and I
right.
love that.
So for those who want to join us, go to ababshow.com. And let us know your favorite quote, your favorite saying, your favorite moment, something that's happened. We'd love to hear from you. I got a lot of people in the chat room right now who are, listen, nobody's allowed to run out and make t-shirts that say forward without giving me a big cut.
Yeah.
Because I have trademarked that word, forward. I invented the word.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Among other things, I like that one. Lacy, tell me right now something that you feel. Give me your quote of the day, that because I'm gonna give you another quote. I'm full of quotes.
I know, John. I hear it. You want another quote from me?
Yeah. If not, I'll give another one because believe me, I'm full of them. I live by them. All right, so I'll go.
Oh.
You're too much dead air. You listen. You're sitting there. You gotta listen.
Because I want them to mean
the
something, John. I want them to mean something. I'm not just gonna come and start word vomit out here, John. It's got to be empowering. I don't waste breath. Do you understand me? What I say actually has some substance. So I don't care if it's dead space. What it is, it's not a waste. That's what it is. Okay, John?
Okay,
now,
well, I'm not going to waste space. I never waste space. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here's the quote. It is, all right, now everybody out there, please understand that I personally, everybody's got their own opinion. I happen to believe that there is no one correct religion. I happen to believe that everyone approaches the same kind of thing from a different angle. I happen to be Catholic, but I do not believe that Catholicism is the one right religion. So with all that being said, people pray and they pray and they pray and they pray. And most people pray and they ask for things. And, from being a little kid, you pray, you're like, oh man, can I please let me get a bike for Christmas? That's what I want. Or people pray and they keep praying and asking for things. This is what I say. May your actions be your prayers. And I pray for the strength to allow my actions to be my prayers.
Okay. You're preaching on us, John. You're preaching on us, honey.
I'm preaching now. I'm telling you.
And
May your actions be your prayers. Let's church it up right now.
Woo, hallelujah.
Thank you. So there you go. Anybody like that idea of let your actions be your prayers, or you guys just want to see Lacy win a championship?
I mean, of course they do, honey. Is that all the gossip going on in the chats right now?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's an either
champion.
or, but there are an awful lot of people in the chat room saying, Lacy, you're beautiful. Lacy, want you to win a championship. Lacy, you deserve to be a champion. It's just,
Oh, tell me something I don't know, you nasty.
I don't know what I think this guy Bo, who keeps jumping into the chat room, he says, I like John, but his words of wisdom. And I don't know if he said that means he does like it or doesn't like it, but Bo last week said John sucks, I think. Pretty sure. I'd have to go back, but a lot of people say that. I'm used to it. It's okay.
Straight and to the point. The truth hurts. Hey, there's a good quote. The truth hurts. Hey, life's hard. Wear a helmet.
Listen. Will the truth set you free, or is it going to hurt you? Which one is it?
Depends on the situation. Hey, life's hard. Wear a helmet. How about that one, John?
Life's hard. Wear a helmet. I do like that. I'm writing that one down. Life's hard. Wear a helmet.
Yeah, you should.
I like that one. Here we go. Life's hard. Wear a helmet. Here we go. I'm going to write that down. All right. So that was good. And that kind of just came out of you naturally.
Yeah.
Oh, natural.
Yeah, I mean, life sucks. Life's hard. Get over it. Keep pushing. Oh, yeah. Hey, did we say this one? Nobody cares. Work harder. I think we did last week.
Yeah. Life's hard. Wear a helmet. Do you think you made that one up, or what do you think?
No, I heard it before.
See?
Hey, if you're gonna be dumb, you got to be tough.
If you're gonna be dumb, did you make that one up, or did you see it somewhere?
No, my dad used to tell me that before he'd kick me in the butt on the way out the door.
I like that. I kind of like that.
Hey, you want to see something, John?
What's that?
You want to see something?
I do want to see something, always.
So, obviously, I love quotes. I love motivational quotes, but I also love like artwork, just stuff that's like empowering. I love the color red, obviously. My lips. And yeah. I got a red bow on today too, John. Anyway, focus. I got a new piece for my Limitless Lady Lounge that I'm going to show you. It kind of looks like me. Look at it.
Whoa. Look at that.
Is that empowering or what?
That is empowering. That is really empowering. That's a picture of your lips.
Well, no, I mean, I could lie, but I'm not a liar. The truth will set me free.
Well, why are you showing me someone else's lips?
Because this is going on my wall, John. See, because you thought it was me, didn't you?
I did. I did think it was you, but I only thought it was you because you were making a big deal about your lips. And then you show me someone else's lips?
Well, you know, who cares about that? Focus on the photo, John. Okay. Look at this. This is a bad mama jamma right here. This is like, this woman, you could tell, like, can you imagine her walking into your job site, John? She would take your job lickety split, bro.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
you're referring to me as bro now. Jeez.
Yeah.
Here's a topic that's coming up in the chat room that I think we need to address. You were born in what? 2000 what?
I was born in 1990, John.
Okay.
I was not born in 2000.
All right. So 1990. I don't know if you know who Eddie Van Halen is or was, but he passed away. And I got to tell you, I got my driver's license in 1987. I had a mullet that was then referred to as a Bosworth because it was Brian Bosworth. Shaved on the side, flat on the top, long in the back, party in the back. Acid wash jean jacket, white Camaro. I mean, I was just an 80s dude. And when I tell you, Eddie Van Halen was permanently imprinted on my Camaro speakers, it wouldn't play anything else. That's all you could hear. When I tell you I know every note, every lick, every word, every track of every Van Halen song, this loss, 2020 has been a tough year. We lost Kobe. We all know about COVID and the riots and crazy stuff. Losing Eddie Van Halen, it hit me hard. It honestly did. It hit me hard because it's so much of my childhood and it's lasted. It's what I raised my children on. In fact, I will tell you this, when we were pregnant with our very first child, my wife and I decided to go to a Van Halen concert and I got front row tickets. And here I am. I think I was 30 something, just 35 or whatever. And I'm standing there with my pregnant bride front row at a Van Halen show, feeling like, all right, I mean, I guess this is what you do when you're 35 and want to reminisce a bit. But it looked good. Neither one of us smoked. Neither one of us were drinking. But it would have looked better if she was like smoking, drinking, or something, pregnant at a Van Halen show. Would have been a more fitting picture, but we didn't. But it was fun. So anyway, my point is I love Van Halen. There you go.
Right, two things. One, next week, I've got to see this bleach jacket mullet photo.
Ooh.
I think everybody out there can contest that you need to bring that bad boy up next week. And let me hear your best version, a couple lines of your favorite song.
I can't sing. Well, I can't. First of all, I can't sing. It's hazard. It's a hazard for me to sing, but I can play guitar. I don't have my guitar.
Why is it a hazard?
It's a hazard because there are too many. I have too many people complaining when I try to sing, and it's difficult for me to handle.
John, when you talk, people complain, but here you are running your damn mouth, honey.
So listen, Kenny Lupo said Eddie Van Halen is God, and if you believe God is love, then God, maybe Eddie Van Halen is certainly a part of God. So Eddie is awesome. You know what? Sheila says sad day in history because we lost such an amazing rock legend. Eddie Van Halen is and was an amazing artist. And he redefined what the sound of the guitar. I feel like I'm talking to you, Lacy, and you're not quite sure who Eddie Van Halen is. Oh my Lord. Your audience is going to go crazy. So I'm going to cover for you.
They can go crazy all they want. I don't know what to tell them.
Listen to me, Eddie. Listen, this is not like saying, do you know the bassist for Oingo Boingo? This is Eddie Van Halen. This is Eddie Van Halen. They sold 40 million albums. They're one of the top selling bands of all time.
I didn't buy a single one, John. I didn't buy a single one.
Well, listen, on this one, Lacy, I think I'm going to get a lot of support. If anybody loves Van Halen, really likes Van Halen, you got to give me some credit on this because Lacy's sitting here going, yeah, I don't know. Didn't have time for it. Telling you, Van Halen, whatever. You know what?
All right,
I feel
but what's one of the most famous songs?
Of Van Halen? Well, you can just pick from whatever era. Their album 1984 with Jump and Panama and Hot for Teacher. Eddie Van Halen played the solo on Michael Jackson's Beat It. They broke out with You Really Got Me off of their first album. Then there was Eruption, Running with the Devil, I'm the One, Ice Cream Man. I can go on and on and on. I can go backwards and forwards on every single album. What song is this? Come
you lost
on.
me at the teacher song, John. You lost me at the teacher song. Running around with a teacher. What is this, John? Freaking G's.
My Lord. I don't know what to do now. I mean, we were having a great show. We really were.
And the show is still great. And I'm sorry for your loss. But let me tell you, I've never bought a single album, John. And I'm not going to apologize to a single soul out there because I didn't buy the album. Freaking, I don't know what to tell you.
All right. Zachary said this last week. I'm switching gears because I don't want to talk about a topic that you know literally nothing about. So I'm going to talk about a topic you know something about.
All right.
This is Zachary said, here's a quote I made that I think the two of you will like. It says, what a person does in their life becomes a story, and that story is told by those around them.
Read it again.
What a person does in their life becomes a story, and that story is told by those around them.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I love that because you know what? You impact so many people. And that goes back to like the push-up challenges and the viral hashtags and just whatever help that you can do in life. Like that bleeds off onto other people. Same thing with like Monica and being a foster parent and an adopted parent. And you talking about when people drop something, you reach down to pick it up. Like people see that and they feel a certain way. They feel a positive, happy, motivated way. And then they replicate it. And that's what we need more of, John. I mean, hell, I may not know Van Halen and the songs he sings, but honey, freaking I'll help people.
That's right. That's sometimes. Sometimes.
That's not other than John.
By the way, a lot of Van Halen comments in this chat room. A lot of Eddie Van Halen I was willing to punt on this. But listen, William Purdy says John is a butt, and he actually spelled butt with 2 T's. That means he spelled it correctly. And then Gail chimes in with "That's right."
Hold on, I want to read.
Dan Noller says I never heard any albums either.
Yeah, period. Thank you. Thank you. You know what?
I don't know what's wrong with you and Dan. This is Eddie Van Halen. Whatever.
Well, you know.
Brian Lee says he's got a quote. It says, "I might be strong, but I ain't Lacey Evans."
Nope, you never will be.
Probably will never be. All right. Well, listen, I have to wrap up at the top of the hour here, so I want to hear your closing thoughts, Lacy.
Everybody go out there and listen to some Van Halen and make John feel better.
Thank you.
About himself as a human being. He was born well before the 90s, and he rocked on all the time with his mullet listening to some Van Halen. He actually was the front row. So do John a favor. Listen to his music. Maybe learn a couple songs, come in hot, because that will make the person that you are. That will literally represent what you stand for in life. And if that ain't a bucket of crap, I don't know what is. Now, let's get back to the real topic, which is keep it classy. Don't be a nasty. It don't matter what music you listen to, as long as an American citizen, you do your best to not only put your first and your most positive foot forward, but help those around you to make this world a better place, you nasty things. And Lord, would you look at me?
All right. So listen to this. Here's what I got. I got my man Brian Heim says 5150 is a great album. You don't know what that is. 5150 was the first album that Van Halen had when they switched lead singers from David Lee Roth to Sammy Hagar. You probably don't know either of this.
Sammy Hagar. Well, look at that.
Then Ezekiel says, come on, you don't know Hot for Teacher? Okay, Ezekiel's on my side. Then Lady Mania Gaming. Do you know this person? Lady Mania Gaming?
Yeah,
That's
I
the
do.
handle?
She's a motivator. She is a incredible person. She may or may not know Van Halen, but I'll tell you what, all the positivity she puts out there in the universe every day on Twitter, honey, is nothing but positive and uplifting. I haven't seen her yet put a damn Van Halen quote. You see what I'm getting at, John?
It says, no offense, but I'm not familiar with him, Eddie Van Halen, either.
Oh, bless your heart, John.
Unbelievable.
Today's topic is about perseverance. And I get, sorry for the loss, everything. But when you talk about
look how you moved right past that.
Yeah. Hey, but listen, John, like not everybody knows that era of music or that, that singer or the guitarist.
You were born after the best era of music, which is
there you go. There's my excuse. Does that
make
you feel better?
See, you have a built-in excuse.
Yeah, I was born after that era of music. Whatever.
That's right, but everybody listens to it still. That's true.
Well,
all right. So this is your homework, Lacy. Lacy, here's your homework. All right. You need to list. You can pick any Van Halen. This is from the room. This is not me talking. You need to pick any Van Halen song, like Dreams off of 5150 is very good. And you need to sing it next week, because the fact that you don't know who Eddie Van Halen is it's really a travesty. So I'm going to open your mind with the help of everybody in the chat room, and everyone look at all these comments that said, hey, Lacy, listen, look at all the comments. Lacy, sing a Van Halen song. Really pretty. They have some ridiculously amazing songs.
All right. I'll tell you what, John, you know what? I'm going to do that. I may not sing it. I'm going to look and see what we're dealing with here. I'm actually
Love Comes Walking In is excellent.
Running with the devil.
The only thing missing there was a
and I'm running with the devil. I feel like that's what I would sing, John. But it's all right. I'm going to do the research for you, John, to make sure you can sleep better next week.
All right. So listen, I got a lot of love on this show, and that makes me feel better. So you need to win back some of our hearts and our minds singing a little Van Halen.
No, I don't even know this one, John. This was the most popular one that popped up on my Instagram and my Google search.
Yeah.
Running with the devil. I mean, he's wearing pearl necklace. I like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't even understand him, honey. All right. Lord help me.
Oh man. All right. Ricky Neal says you should sing Panama. I really do think you should sing Panama. That would be awesome.
All right. I'll tell you what, I'll be ready next week with a little something.
Be something. I'll send you some good suggestions. All right. So everybody out there, God bless you. I will see you next week, next Wednesday. Be sure to tune in Friday. WWE, Fox. Fun Friday.
Fancy Friday.
Fancy Friday, whatever. All righty, go buy some Killcliff. Killcliff.com.
I'm focused on this Panama song. I'm already learning it, John. Sorry. Everybody keep it classy. Don't be nasty. Perseverance.
That's right. Later.